We've long celebrated intelligence and determination as the hallmarks of great leadership, but reality tells a different story. Time and again, brilliant executives stumble while those with seemingly ordinary talents flourish. The secret lies not in IQ or technical prowess, but in emotional intelligence, that remarkable ability to understand and navigate human dynamics. Research consistently shows this single factor separates truly exceptional leaders from the merely competent. Yet many CEOs, despite their impressive credentials, struggle in this crucial area, leading to poor decision-making and ultimately organizational decline. True leadership transcends intelligence and expertise. It's fundamentally about connecting with people, building meaningful relationships, and inspiring others toward a shared vision. Unfortunately, too many CEOs operate from within a carefully constructed bubble, insulated from the daily realities of their organizations. Rather than engaging directly with employees at all levels, they surround themselves with layers of executives who filter information, often removing uncomfortable truths. This isolation creates a dangerous disconnect between strategy and execution. Without a genuine pulse on their workforce, these leaders miss emerging risks, overlook key opportunities, and make tone-deaf decisions that alienate both employees and customers. The root of this disconnection often lies in an unchecked ego. Having risen to the top, many executives develop an inflated sense of their own infallibility, a confidence bolstered by past successes and reinforced by deferential treatment. They become increasingly resistant to dissenting opinions and constructive criticism. When leaders refuse to acknowledge their limitations or listen to frontline perspectives, their strategic choices suffer. They become more concerned with validating their own brilliance than making decisions that truly serve the company's interests. This arrogance inevitably shifts focus toward short-term wins rather than sustainable growth, explaining why so many once-celebrated CEOs eventually lead their companies into serious trouble. The missing piece for these struggling leaders is emotional intelligence, which comprises 5 essential elements: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skill. When these components are underdeveloped, leadership effectiveness inevitably suffers, regardless of other talents or credentials. Self-awareness forms the foundation of emotional intelligence. Exceptional leaders possess a clear understanding of their strengths, weaknesses, and emotional triggers. Yet many CEOs remain blind to their own limitations, dazzled by their perceived brilliance. Rather than acknowledging shortcomings, they rationalize failures and redirect blame. This lack of self-awareness leads to impulsive decisions, resistance to valuable feedback, and dangerous overconfidence. It explains why even highly compensated executives sometimes make catastrophic mistakes, failing to recognize industry disruptions, ignoring emerging competitors, or doubling down on failing strategies despite clear warning signs. Equally important is self-regulation, the ability to remain composed under pressure and make thoughtful decisions even in challenging circumstances. Many CEOs struggle with emotional control, lashing out at subordinates, making erratic strategic pivots, or reacting impulsively to market developments. When emotions drive leadership behavior, the entire organizational culture suffers. Employees learn to withhold bad news. Genuine communication disappears, and the company gradually loses its ability to respond effectively to challenges. True motivation, the drive to achieve beyond personal gain, distinguishes great leaders from merely successful ones. Unfortunately, too many CEOs are primarily motivated by status, compensation, and personal legacy rather than genuine contribution. They prioritize quarterly results, executive bonuses, and media perception over the company's long-term health. This short-term mindset encourages destructive decisions, from slashing innovation budgets to pursuing ill-advised acquisitions that look impressive but create little lasting value. Authentic motivation focuses on building something meaningful and enduring. But when ego dominates, leaders lose sight of this larger purpose. Empathy represents another crucial element frequently missing at the executive level. Leaders who lack this quality fail to truly understand their employees, customers, and broader stakeholders. They overlook signals of dissatisfaction, dismiss emerging cultural problems, and make decisions without considering their human impact. Many corporate scandals, from toxic workplace environments to poorly handled restructurings, stem directly from this empathy deficit. When leaders cannot genuinely connect with their people, they create disengaged teams, excessive turnover, and a reputation for being fundamentally out of touch with reality. Finally, social skill. The ability to build relationships and navigate complex human interactions enables emotionally intelligent leaders to achieve remarkable results. Many CEOs, however, gradually isolate themselves, interacting primarily with fellow executives and high-status individuals. They lose the capacity to communicate authentically across their organizations. Without strong social connections, leaders struggle to build trust, negotiate effectively, or unite their teams around a compelling vision. A CEO who cannot meaningfully engage with people at all levels is ultimately headed for failure, regardless of other capabilities. The shortcomings of many prominent CEOs stem not from intellectual limitations, but from underdeveloped emotional intelligence. Research confirms that approximately 90% of top-performing leaders score highly in emotional intelligence, while those who struggle typically show significant deficits in this area. Organizations led by emotionally intelligent executives consistently outperform competitors, while those headed by disconnected, ego-driven leaders face recurring crises and diminishing returns. Fortunately, emotional intelligence isn't fixed. It can be developed with commitment and practice. The challenge is that many CEOs dismiss this work as merely a soft skill, rather than recognizing it as a business imperative. Yet evidence consistently demonstrates that companies led with emotional intelligence achieve superior results, attract exceptional talent, and create cultures where innovation and adaptability flourish naturally. At its essence, leadership is about people. The most successful CEOs maintain genuine connections with their workforce, embrace honest self-awareness, and lead with authentic empathy. Those who neglect these qualities might enjoy temporary success, but eventually, their emotional intelligence deficit catches up with them. The question every leader should regularly ask isn't just about their strategic acumen, but about how well they understand and relate to the people they're responsible for leading. In today's complex business environment, emotional intelligence isn't merely advantageous. It's the fundamental difference between sustained success and inevitable failure.